Okay. Oh, okay. It's not showing. Hold on. Hold on. And I'm almost so on the wrong room. There you go. Anyway, where is it? Is that it? Yes. Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Joe. I'm the BizarreStar. I'm the Cult Detective Hunter, Pay Dabbler in Dark Arts, and my ex Mortis route. And today I figured, since we kind of had a lot of fun, or at least we talked a lot about the whole superhero, all bunch of superhero stuff, I figured why not talk about a little bit of them, at least because why the hell not? I do like superhero comics, or at least I kind of did. Like I kind of got over it after a while, and I figured let's look at try to do a tier list as well, especially particularly the MCU. Pretty much everything before, I guess, except the stuff post Endgame, because that's kind of when I teetered out. Also, I was trying to put this stuff in order because like it's all over the fucking place. I had it like the other day, and I guess it restarted it when you refresh it, so that kind of fucking sucks. So give me a second. Let me see. I think this is almost all of them. I don't see Ant-Man and the Wasp unless I completely overlooked it. Where the hell is it? Hold on. Do I have? Hmm. I don't see it. Yeah, that's Endgame. Did they not put it? I thought I saw it here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I'm an idiot. I think that was like after Captain Marvel, wasn't it? And everything else, like some of this stuff doesn't even really make sense. Like they put the Raimi films, and I don't really care about the shows. I never really watched the TV shows. Like I really have very little reason to ever watch those again. After these all came out, most of these came out like either post Endgame, so I don't care. And so like Agents of Shield, I never got into the show either. So anyway, I will start with the first Iron Man. I don't particularly hate it. I mean, I don't remember completely liking it either. I thought, oh, I mean that he was this was obviously the beginning of it all. Uh Robert Downey Jr. does an amazing job as Tony Stark. I mean, there's not much to say other than that. I mean, it's an origin story, so, and obviously one we never really saw with Iron Man, at least not on in film. So unless someone thinks differently, I'd say maybe a solid A tier at least. I'll put it on there because I think it was a good way to start off everything. At least the way they started off was pretty good with Tony, especially like toward the end when he doesn't have a secret identity. He just flat out admits he's Iron Man. I thought that was pretty cool. Incredible Hulk. I barely remember this fucking film. Obviously this was, what was it? Edward Norton as Bruce Banner. He looks stringy. He looks like a skinny looking. He looks like Bruce pretty well. I just don't remember much about this film, like at all. So, hmm. And I don't remember a lot of people really liking it or saying anything all that great about it. Sorry. Taking a drink. You think I will. I think it was more just him running away, which I guess is kind of more or less to akin to his character, because that's like half of his stuff is him running away from the military and whatnot. So I'll give it B because I don't particularly hate it. Remember hating it, but I don't really have it standing out. Uh, a lot of these might be like kind of B or C. That's Iron Man 2. So, mm, trying to think. Oh, and obviously with the ending with Iron Man, I was like, oh hey, they're all uh-oh. Looks like YouTube chat's not connecting properly. Hmm. Iron Man 2. Oddly enough, I think I saw Iron Man 2 before I saw Iron Man 1. I kind of liked it. I thought it was pretty fun. Obviously, it's him very much going into his little dark place of being an alcoholic, which is what Tony was. but obviously saw a lot of bullshit stuff. Like he just made his own element, which was kind of silly. But I'm trying to think because I haven't seen this in a while. I probably should at least try to refresh on some of these. But I will give this one a hmm. And it did introduce Black Widow also. You know what? I'll say it's on par with the first one. I don't. I mean, I actually did remember having a lot of fun with it. I thought it was pretty good. Thor, I like saw once, and I barely remember it either. It was kind of Thor is not exactly my favorite character to begin with, so I don't. Uh, I can't. I don't know. I can't. I'm like. I can't imagine I'm gonna give anything an F tier completely. But you know what? I think I would actually probably no. It's funny. I remember also like at one point, what was his name? Tom Hiddleston actually was wanted to play Thor at one point too, which is like he's kind of scrawny looking too. There's actually some test screening of him doing it as well. I think I am going to put this in C because I never really cared for it. I don't know. He wasn't bad. It's just it just never it wasn't that fun to me. Captain America. Oh, the first Captain America movie. Hmm. Looking back at it, I didn't because there was this obviously the one I know the one thing people pointed out was like how scrawny he looked. Like what's his face was in the like when he's before he gets all the superhuman serum crap. I remember looking really like almost the CGI with him looking. It didn't look as bad. At least I don't remember it looking as bad. It honestly was also pretty straightforward. He seemed obviously very woefully naive, and there was I remember there being a lot of like kind of flack for Chris Evans being Captain America because he was like not too long ago was a Johnny Storm, but he did a really good job too. So you know what? I'll give that a Avengers just was just a fun movie. I mean, it was just we gotta protect the world from Loki and let's all team up and everything. It all kind of wrapped up all real nicely. So you know what? I'll give that S because that was a really fun movie. 3, I did not see. In fact, let me add up one below. But I never heard good things about it. If y'all have anything to say about the movie, go ahead. But I haven't seen it. There you go. That was a okay. That's weird. But yeah, I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen. Did not DNB dub. I have no idea. I don't I have no idea what that means. DNBTW. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, bother to watch. There you go. Yeah, I'll go with that one. I didn't really hear. I don't think I saw. Yeah, I didn't see this one either. Yeah, I didn't see Thor not Ragnarok. What is it? I don't think I saw any of those Thor movies to be honest. So where's Ragnarok? I heard Ragnarok was good. I don't think Thor's a very fun character. I don't know. I just never really got into him. And the Winter Soldier. You know what? I already put that. That's like one of my favorites. I absolutely loved Winter Soldier. That was pretty cool. especially with all the everyone being a fucking Hydra agent, just whispering "Hail Hydra," and bringing it back to what's his face to Zola. I forget what he is, but I know in the comics he's like a massive joke character because I remember Deadpool having him in there. And but I enjoyed that one a lot. A lot of the pretty much having to hide from everybody was pretty fun. Uh, Guardians of the Galaxy is the one I probably saw the most. I thought it was a lot of fun. I absolutely loved the music. I didn't really know much about the characters. And sadly, I don't really. I know they're kind of almost a big contrast. I guess you can, like, whether you like it or not, it is kind of what they are now. I think they're a little bit more different than they are in the comics, but I did enjoy this one a lot. I was kind of happy like that Peter and Gamora were not getting together exactly in that one. Like she kind of almost threatens to kill him if she tries doing that. If he tries doing that crap, which I thought was pretty good. I think yeah, a little bit. I don't remember much of Farscape, but yeah, it seemed more like that, and maybe that's why I liked it. I remember watching bits and pieces of Farscape because it was never on like on a fixed channel. It was on one channel, but it's like Fox, at least over here, the affiliate. So there was like always football, or like they'd always show it when there wasn't any football or sports on. So you would catch like small, like various episodes out of order. James Gunn pretty much just admitted it. Oh, Age of Ultron. I saw it once. I don't remember. It had the Hulkbuster. It had that fight with the Hulk and the Hulkbuster, which was all right. I I'm not big on the fact that Tony made Ultron. He just kind of, it's a man that they kind of just have it to where he just makes it in a day. Sci-fi before they turned it to sci-fi. Yeah. I don't really remember much of Ultron other than it seemed really clustered. It had a lot of crap in there. I guess they were trying to allude to Infinity War. It was like, okay, slow down here. I don't. You know what? I think it's very forgettable. I'm not gonna say it's a C. Well, maybe. You know what? I just don't remember much of it. I'll give it a C though, if it's that forgettable. Ant-Man was pretty fun. Ant-Man actually surprised me. Obviously, with basically just the story, whatnot with that's his fate. God damn it, why am I forgetting his name? Not Hank Pym, but I don't. Why am I with Paul Rudd's character? I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. I was almost called him Alan Scott, but that's Green Lantern. Uh, but I did like his all around story of him trying to do all this stuff for his daughter and whatnot. So I thought that was, and his friends are absolutely hilarious. So I would give that A because that was actually surprising. I don't have much to say on it, but I did really like that movie. And but he doesn't. What was? I'm thinking what his ending was. I think the ending was just him was what's her face getting the Wasp outfit. Civil War, uh, that's probably also going in A as well. I mean, it's pretty trying to really, which I can't imagine that would have been easy to really do. I mean, obviously they can't do every single thing that they did, obviously in Civil War in the comics because that is just a long ass event. Pretty good event, but that's really long as hell. And it had introduced Spider-Man, which I was actually kind of excited about, or at least was looking forward to. So, uh, and the last fight also was pretty good. Uh, what they did to Invasion. Well, like I said, I kind of stopped after. I stopped after Endgame. I was pretty much done. I'll give it. I don't feel like giving it an A because I felt like it took out a lot of the big themes with Civil War. I'll give it B. It's a high B. I'll put it above obviously the Hulk, but I don't. I saw Doctor Strange. I'm not the biggest fan of Doctor Strange. I have some things to say about Doctor Strange, but they're not really much about him. They're more about the fact that this became so popular, and this is what, and because of this, because Doctor Strange kind of became as popular because of this movie, is why John Constantine kind of became DC's Doctor Strange, which I was never a big fan, which I'm not really too happy about, because that's not what John Constantine is about. I do find it ironic that, was it that Benedict Cumberbatch at one point turned down to be the Doctor in Doctor Who because he said he didn't want to be on lunchboxes, and yet now he's playing fucking Doctor Strange, which I find very ironic. Who probably would be more likely to be on a lunchbox than anything. But as for this movie, well, let's see, the ancient one being Celtic, I think, because they couldn't, because obviously, oh, we can't market a Chinese, or was it Tibetan monk to China or something like that. That was some stupid ass reason why they changed it up, changed the ancient one up, which was really fucking stupid. And visually, it was pretty impressive. So I'll give it an A. No, well, yeah, I'll give it an A. It wasn't that bad. But the after effects that some people don't see is what bugged me the most. Volume 2. Not as good as the first one. Well, it felt shorter. I don't know why. Or it felt more condensed. I don't know, maybe because like more showing off the origin of like his Peter's mom and dad, like their relationship a little bit. I mean, I love the part where he flat out just shoots his dad, Ego's ass after he reveals he killed his mom. I will say it is. And again, the soundtrack is fun. And the ending, especially with Fathers and Sons, I think that's the song that was at the end. I might put like the Guardians films pretty high regard because they're just fun. I'll put it toward the beginning. All right, Spider-Man. Spider-Man. I think that's Homecoming. It's hard to see with some of these. I don't hate it. I don't really like the fact that he is very much on Tony's dick so much. He's because it's such a big contrast from the comics where he doesn't really trust Tony for obvious reasons. And not to mention, I don't know how he finds it. I don't find Zendaya attractive in any way. She, I don't. Ugh. She's kind of obnoxious, and I don't think she's really pretty. These are probably my least, like the MCU Spider-Man are probably my least favorite of the Spider-Man movies. Like, obviously the Raimi films are still very superior. I do like, despite not people not really liking them that much, I do like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Although I'll say Spider-Man 3 for the Raimi films is unwatchable. I cannot sit through that damn movie. It just, I don't. It's so hard to sit through it for me. It's like one of those few Madam Bread. I did not watch Madam Web. I can't imagine that being any good. All I know is like what his dad's in there. He's like a paramedic. But honestly, I really wish they would have given him his own solo film. Nothing, no real mention, or like nothing really to mention of the other superheroes. At least not have them do like be like big parts of the movie. So I'm giving it a C. Spider-Man is like obviously a loner in the comics. He doesn't even join the Avengers initially. He actually kind of has his own little hang-ups with them, but this one he's just like really really wanted to be with them. Black Panther. Did I see Black Panther? I don't think I did. I think I might have skipped over it. I remember. Yeah, there you go. I guess outcast. He does there. I mean, like in his first issues, like his very first issues, he actually tries to join the Fantastic Four because he thinks he can get money out of it. Because he because for to help his Aunt May. But he has actually been offered it. He has turned him down. He just doesn't agree with. I guess he likes prefer the work alone. But I don't think I saw Black Panther. Marvel's excuse for not making Spider-Man member of the Avengers was his bad press reputation. I know that was might have been some of it, but I know it is that he does flat out refuse them because I know he doesn't trust Tony, and for good reason. Because like in Civil War, it turns out he was spying on his ass. Yeah, but I do like when Spidey's more alone than anything. I'm gonna put that there. Okay. So Avengers. Okay, was this Infinity War? No, this is Infinity War. Uh I think for that ending alone, I might give it an S tier. Because that was a pretty good ending. Because they essentially lose. Yeah, it's sequel bait, but they were gonna make one anyway. It was gonna make money, so it's like that's the best way you're gonna end it. So yeah, S tier. Where pretty much half of everybody just no longer exist. Captain Marvel. I do not like Brie Larson, and I don't think anyone really likes Brie Larson. She was kind of a pain. Her little stupid stints were kind of the only reason this movie even did well is because it followed Infinity War. So people thought they were going to have some more depth to it, and I don't think it did. Um, this felt like more of a hear me roar type of movie, so I forget it. I don't even like her. Fuck you. Uh, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Where'd I put the first Ant-Man? It felt more of the same, which wasn't bad. So, Jon Favreau's obsession with Brie Larson was suspect as hell. Yeah. I'm not aware of that, but I would believe it. I'll give Ant-Man just below the first Ant-Man, because it's more of the same, but it wasn't that bad either. And Infinity War, or Endgame. I know a lot of people like to complain about this movie being like 3 hours long. But it's like, after all these movies, I felt like you kind of earned it to kind of just wrap everything up. So I was like, all right, I'll give it to you. And it didn't feel like 8 hours, or it didn't feel like 3 hours. At least not to me. I didn't really care about the whole contrivancy of time travel. I was like, oh, like, they explained he kept shielding. I'll keep shielding her in the movies like he was Kathleen Kennedy praising Rey in The Last Jedi. Oh, God. But yeah, Endgame. I wasn't big on the whole time travel thing. I think, what was it that fucking Ant-Man brought? I was like, oh, what if pretty much essentially the principles of Back to the Future. Like, oh no, it doesn't work like that. I was like, wait, what do you mean it doesn't work like that? Like, how does it not work? It's like, okay. So, time travel doesn't work that way for reasons that we really can't explain because we're just trying to get to the finish line over here. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. So for that, I will give it an A. I'll give it like right there. And I did not really see any of these unless you want me to do the Spider-Man ones, because that could be easy right now. I can just tell you, just for this. Actually, you know what? I did see No Way Home, but the only real reason anyone even likes that movie, is because of you get to see the other Spider-Man. So I'll give it a B. That was pretty much it. Everything else I didn't really give two shits about. It was nostalgia bait. I'll just do the first. I didn't care about this either. Like, hey, all I know is like, oh, hey, you get J.K. Simmons as Jameson. Yay. I like Spider-Man 2 a lot. I'm not really ranking it with these, but I'll just put it there. Spider-Man 1 was fun. Obviously, the origin story, so I was like, what can you really do? 3 is unwatchable. I can't watch that. It just, ugh. Every single time. I try to get to that movie. I've only gone through like maybe 3 times. Every other time I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's like just too cringy. I'll give that a C. I don't hate this movie, but it has way too many goddamn enemies. And obviously that ending is really sad. I'm glad Zendaya needs to sprout. I don't think she can. I think that's just her face, isn't it? And I'll give Amazing Spider-Man B because I do like that movie, but I don't really love it, and I can understand why people don't like it that much. And there you go. That's not a. I don't know. Anyone have any objections? Anyone want to change these up to anything else? Because I don't know any of these other shows. What If, and I never saw Venom. A lot of these, I just like, I don't care. If it wasn't an MCU movie, I almost didn't really give a shit. I don't. If not, I guess I can move on to the next one real fast. For the shows, because at least the animated shows, I don't know why they just added a bunch of superhero crap. I tried like editing some of this crap out because like I was more trying to do like more DC regular superhero stuff, DC and Marvel comics stuff. Yeah, let's say Batman, Avengers. Is that Earth's Mightiest Heroes? I think. Is it? No, Earth's Mightiest Heroes is right here. Oh, that's Assemble. I never saw Assemble, so I'll just put it over there. Unless somebody else saw it, want to give me a case about it. Justice League, Spider-Man, Brave and the Bold, Gargoyles. Both Justice Leagues. I probably would have just put in both. Aren't they relatively the same? More or less, it's just a continuation. Spawn, Spectacular Spider-Man, Static Shock. Put Ching Chong into Wood Chipper. All right, we'll make one. I'll make another one. Where is it? No. Make another row. There we go. I've only seen like a very. Why is my life as? Yeah, I don't know. I just picked one, and it's like I looked at all of these tier lists for animated shows, and they just put a bunch of them. This is like the most accurate one I could find. Like a bunch of other ones had like even more other superhero ones, and I can't erase it. So this isn't my tier list. This is just something someone put together. So we'll just put those in the. You know what? Let's put them all in the wood chipper here. I don't know. Anyone see Green Lantern? Powerpuff Girls isn't bad, but I don't. But it's. I'll just leave it there because I don't. Neither is Danny Phantom, but this isn't like. Let's just. You know what? I'm putting another one. Irrelevant. Hold on. And I didn't mean to do that. Add another one below. They spell it wrong? I don't really care. Because my Powerpuff Girls isn't a bad show. It's just it's not relevant to this conversation. And actually, why Teen Titans? Why don't you like Teen Titans? And why do you want it into the wood chipper? Can you give me a case on that one? Because I'll let you plead your case on that one. Because I don't hate the show. We can put Teen Titans Go on the wood chipper. Oh, you said Go. Never mind. I thought you meant the original. Never mind. Yeah, I agree. The show's stupid. And the fact that they keep trying to like go after fans on their show of the original it's kind of petty. So yeah, fuck that show. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we can agree. This is S tier, right? I feel like that's kind of unanimous. Batman the Animated Series. I mean, it was dark. It was pretty much very much Batman. Had the added Harley Quinn, whether you for better or worse. Gave Dr. Freeze, Mr. Freeze a really sad and dark ass story, and he continued on to Batman Beyond, and he still didn't get a happy ending. I was like, oh, I mean, the best, obviously, the best Joker. I don't think I really need to say much about it. I don't know. Do y'all have like a favorite episode? We want to keep this going. I think Baby Doll's probably one of the better ones. A character you didn't really. They kind of watered down when they did the new Batman adventures. Because yeah, she was just crazy, but like they had her team up with Killer Croc, and I was like, eh. Honestly, if she would just have stayed in that one episode, I think it would have been perfect. I don't think she needed to come back. But Batman Beyond. The best episode was the turn. Oh, that's right. I'm tired of people pretending Heart of Ice is the best because I'm a sympathetic villain. Oh, Gray Ghost. Oh, really? People think Heart of Ice? I mean, it's a good origin story. It's a good to show off like Mr. Freeze like as his origin, but I wouldn't really call that the best episode. Trying to think of some other ones here. But yeah, Adam West. I remember, yeah, he was the Gray Ghost in that one. That was pretty good. What other ones? What other episodes were there? I know there was one like kind of followed more Harvey Bullock when like he was getting mugged by some guy and it turned out to like be his landlord because like he was a and whatnot. There's a lot of so many episodes I haven't seen. I'm still trying to remember too. I do actually, you know what I really didn't I did like, and it didn't like wasn't super deep. It was just where the Joker was basically brainwashing a bunch of these better comedians. Hipsters really love basing their preference on any episode one as a daytime memory. Now, but the one I really liked and I was where Joker is like he brainwashed a bunch of these comedians that were judges for a talent show, and then like he just turns them into like I guess essentially D-list villains. Like what was it, that Condiment King or the Pack Rat, and I think what was the other one? She was like a Roseanne Barr type of like comedian, like Mighty Mom or something, which I just thought it was silly. I don't know why. But that one was pretty fun too. But Batman Beyond, where are we putting this one? I'm thinking obviously it's not S. It's a nice continuation of everything. I mean, I think Justice League Unlimited kind of whether you like the whole fact that he's essentially Bruce's son, because like we just have to have a Batman, so his DNA overlapped his father's, so it's actually Bruce's son, which is not really stupid. It's A. Yeah. It's some pretty cool villains. Ink. I can't tell you how many people want to bang her, which is like, do you really want to have sex with Ink? Like, considering what she is, she'd probably go inside you or go inside and then like just blow you up from the inside. It seemed a lot, obviously it was a lot more centered around Terry too in terms of his relationships, which I thought were kind of cool too. And I don't remember much of Return of the Joker, other than he was probably one of the few people to truly piss off Joker. But yeah, I'll go with A. It was supposed to be commentary on those insane nut jobs who have a crush on prisoners. Ah. Or far too horny, yeah. But if you think about it, I mean, she could just easily go inside down your throat and just, blow you up from the inside or just rip you apart. But hey, whatever, y'all do you. Return of Joker was actually kind of cool. I do know at the end it did have Harley. She was like she was actually Dee Dee's grandmother. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I know they like censored it multiple times. Like, what was it? In the original, Tim shoots Joker, and isn't like in the censored version he like gets electrocuted or something like that. It's something really dumb, but they don't show it. I don't really remember a lot of it. I think the first time I actually saw Return of the Joker was on the Spanish channel because they had it, but obviously I could only understand so much of it because I didn't know that much Spanish. I still don't. despite being Hispanic, and so that's how I saw it first. And then I think Cartoon Network had it on at one point. I was like, oh, finally, I get to watch this. But yeah, I think A, just barely above. Okay, what about Batman Brave and the Bold? I did see a few of these episodes as well. Again, I think I was kind of like in school, high school? No, not high school. I think it was in college when this show was still going on. I saw a few pieces of the show. It was pretty good. What do y'all think about the what's his face? Was it Diedrich? No, is it Diedrich Bader who does Batman's voice in this one? I think the one right now that sticks to me is when he actually tries to kill Joe Chill. And Spectre is voiced by Mark Hamill, and the other guy, I forgot, was it the other guy is voiced by Kevin Conroy? That's the episode I remember. And eventually, you know, Joe Chill pretty much admits to all the villains that he's the one who killed Batman's parents, and all the villains kill him. Or at least try to kill him, I think. But is anyone familiar with this show? Heavily familiar? Because from what I remember, it was actually pretty fun. Let me get more of my drink. I saw clips on YouTube. I don't know. I might just put on haven't seen. At least I haven't seen enough. Because it seemed pretty good. It didn't seem all that bad. But I'll give it a... Sorry. But I've heard good things about the show. I've even seen, like, apparently they have a video game of it. It's actually kind of, it looks hand-drawn. So it looks kind of cool. But I haven't seen enough. I'm not going to... I'll put on haven't seen, because I haven't seen this show enough. All right. I'm going to try not to be biased about this one, because this is probably not the first superhero show cartoon I ever seen. I think that might go to Batman, maybe even some of those older Superman cartoons from the 60s, but this is the one that I actually actively watched, like got up in the morning to watch. Because like I've said, like yesterday, he was so different to me. This is like my introduction to Spider-Man. Because, I mean, he was just so different. I always kind of felt like they were all very superhero-y. They weren't, but here was Spider-Man, you know, telling jokes, being very jokey and whatnot, and it had these kind of bright colors I wasn't too used to, at least not with, like, say, something like Batman. He was very much not Batman, and I think that's why I kind of liked him a lot more. Gets impaled and uncut while electrocuted with... Oh, gets impaled... in the uncut while electrocuted in the camera panned out of view. There we go. Thank you, Torch. I knew it was like that, but I like that this show introduced a lot of the villains too. I think Christopher Daniel Barnes is pretty much so far been my Spider-Man. Yeah, obviously. You know, oh shit, you know what they didn't put on here? Spider-Man Unlimited. Screw it. If I can find it, I'll get it, but forget it right now. Screw it. But yeah, Christopher Daniel Barnes is probably my favorite Spider-Man. Rita Romano's up there. He's at least an honorable mention. Also next to Josh Keaton from Spectacular, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Obviously, the only unsatisfying thing is this. They didn't have any faith in theatrical run, considering the Mask of the Phantasm didn't do well. Actually, you know what? You want to do a little tangent? Let me see if I can find it. Because Mask of the Phantasm was pretty good. Let me see if I can find it. Siskel and Ebert. A lot of people didn't really like it, apparently, but, well, look who...
That's a scene from Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Also, sorry about the quality. This is like, what, when this came out, like in the 90s, so...
A Batman animated feature that was made in 1993, and Roger and I never reviewed it, and as far as I'm concerned, we made a big mistake, because it's terrific. I enjoyed it more than the current Batman adventure that's in theaters, and I kind of like that picture. This...
I don't know, I just found that really funny. He doesn't like the voice for the Joker. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get copyright. I'm gonna get copyrighted for it, but I don't fucking care. I just wanted to show off this review. I just like that he says that he doesn't like the voice of the Joker since everyone now sees him as like Mark Hamill's voice is like the pinnacle.
Available on tape and disc. I watched it at home on Laserdisc, and with a booming surround sound system, Batman Mask of the Phantasm was big-time entertainment. I really liked it.
You know, I think that the day is coming, and it's also happening with the Disney pictures, when adults are realizing that animation is not limited to an entertainment form for children, and that animation can do some things live action can't do. For example, the sets of the city in this movie are seen more clearly than they are in the live action movies where they get kind of murky. The exaggeration of the effects and of the camera angles can be stretched, and perspective can be played with in a way that isn't available in the real world. And then also here, it's interesting that they really did have a story, more of a story than the movies. And the characters, and they pause, and they think, and they have feelings and motivations, and you get involved in it.
I got completely involved in it, and also it's tight. It's 77 minutes long. Every image counts. Remember, they're spending more money in animation, maybe per minute, than they are in some live-action pictures, and they're very economically done.
So you saw Batman Forever, and you still want to see some Batman? Try renting.
No, you can. I'd rather watch Mask of the Phantasm than Batman Forever. Also, come on, you can't. I mean, how can you? Come on, this laugh. It's just like, if hopefully I was gonna actually find a small clip, but yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because if we do, okay, I'll probably get copyright. But come on, this is like the best like Mark Hamill as a person and whatnot, but. That fucking laugh. That's just perfect. And it is kind of weird that, you know, what they just said, like, oh, you know, the animation isn't just for adults, but now, like, with all, like, these now regular shows, now it seems like they try to make it just so pretty much to the lowest common denominator. I can't even say this is just for kids. This is for, like, sugar addicted kids. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna go about that. He has a massive bad case of TDS. Like he's very much his political views. I'm gonna leave it at that. You want to go look into that rabbit hole, go ahead, but I'm not gonna go into it. Because then otherwise we'll be here all day and I don't feel like talking about him. The less I talk about Mark Hamill, the better. Anyway, Spider-Man animation did not age particularly well, but I still hold it in high regard. It was and looking back even more on the comics themselves when I started reading them, because of this, it felt the closest to the comics we were going to get at that time. So, sorry. So, yeah. Gargoyles. I kind of wish, I don't know. I know Gen Trash was talking about it the other day when we were looking at that Watch Mojo video. I didn't really watch a lot of Gargoyles. I hate to say it, so. I mean, unless anybody else has anything else to say about Gargoyles, I mean, I remember seeing the first episode because my friend had the thing on DVD. It actually came with like a little board game you could play like at the end of the movie. But other than that, I don't remember much. It was pretty cool. I mean, again, another God damn it, what's his fucking name? Shit, I'm sorry. Now I gotta remember his name. Wasn't it? Yeah, Keith David. I don't know why I forgot his fucking name. Keith David, obviously, another great role as Goliath. Did a same voice as Spawn. But I can't really say much about the show. I've heard a lot of great things. It's just one I didn't watch a lot of, so I'll put it on haven't seen. At least not enough. Justice League. I'm gonna put Justice League and Justice League Unlimited under the same rope because they're pretty much the same, right? They're just a continuation. This is another one I didn't see a lot of. Because, again, I didn't really have Cartoon Network at the time when this was coming on. I saw, like, maybe 3 or 4 episodes. And then I think I saw, like, maybe, like, what was the ending of Justice League Unlimited? Because that's the one everyone saw with him killing Ace. Or what, he being there when she died and whatnot. Anyone want to give me that one? Because I don't remember these that much either. Hmm. Hmm. I don't recall being bad. I mean, obviously they brought back. I mean, you get Kevin Conroy back in there and everything, and Mark Hamill always back as the Joker and everything. Uh, they had Jon Stewart, Green Lantern. Not like that was like I guess like that was like the first time you actually see him too. So yeah. Mm, I might have to make another category of haven't seen enough of. Mm, mm, mm. That's haven't seen enough. I'll go with I haven't seen enough of to actually warrant a ranking, but but I can't imagine them being bad. Like every single one I saw, I really liked. So Spawn, I think probably A tier at least. I've only, again, anyone want to make an argument for a ranking on Spawn? The only one I really see was the Billy Kincaid one. I'll come back to that one, but I'll go with the Spectacular Spider-Man. Mm, Spectacular Spider-Man. It is gonna be at least A or S tier because I really did like this show as well. Like if they actually made he was like if they were ever to make well they did make Ultimate Spider-Man, we'll get to that one, but Josh Keaton did like the perfect voice as teenage Peter Parker. I thought he did perfect, really really good job. Again, had a lot of the characters, great story. Pretty much it's very Spider-Man. I don't really know what else to say. Animation, obviously, not amazing, but it was a lot more fluid than the original. So, and this one ended on a very low note too. It essentially, what was it? It was supposed like Green Goblin, or at least Norman Osborn was implied to be dead, even though he faked his own death, and Harry blamed Spider-Man for it, for his death, and this was like at the time that him and Gwen were that Gwen and Harry were still together, and he's kind of like Harry's kind of guilting Gwen into staying with him because of his father's death, which was kind of fucked up. I was like, ah, and that's where it kind of ends. I think this was around the time what was it? Disney bought out Marvel, so they kind of canceled it too. So that kind of sucks. I'll give it an S. Fuck, I don't care. Static Shock. If you're gonna do social commentary, this is probably like the best way to do it. I mean, a lot of those comics, from what I understand, at least Static Shock itself was not just relegated to just to just racism. A lot of it was gang violence and whatnot. A lot of very good issues, but it didn't touch on them as much. I mean, when they did it so very well, and a lot of their episodes were pretty good as well. Were pretty fun. Mm. Animation is weird because some of the like this one kind of had a bit of it, not the same as say Spider-Man, but it had like that little bit of that washed out animation, which I kind of was a slightly distracting, but not that distracting. But all in all, I really liked it. It was a really fun show. It's another one I would watch whenever it came on. I would give it give it about a I'll say it's on par with Batman Beyond in terms of A tier. Superman the animated series. This one I also kind of liked too. I remember a lot more of these than I remember, say, like the new Batman Adventures. They obviously got dark toward the end, especially his little fight with Darkseid. Let me see if I can find that one. Because that's the one I also remember. Can I find it? Where he beats the hell out of his ass? I really wish I could find a better one. Let's get to the original.
Fast death.
See if I can
Infinitely preferable to the shame of returning to Earth. There your legacy would be one of fear and distrust.
Michael Ironside does a pretty good Darkseid too.
A pariah desperately chasing the favor of a world that cursed your name. You dare strike me!
For the longest time, I never realized they changed the voice actors for Superman in here and in Justice League. I didn't know they were, I thought at first they were like the same person, but apparently they're different.
That's for Dan Turpin.
Who?
Didn't even
The
know
good
he was.
man you murdered.
Had I known one human's death would pain you so, I would have killed more. And kill more I shall. Carry that agony with you to oblivion, Superman.
Sorry, I'm gonna just pause that for a second, mostly because see if we can try not to get copyright a copyright strike or a copyright claim, because I'm pretty sure with all these clips I'm probably gonna get something out of it or something from some type of claim. This is the part I like toward the end.
Darkseid is finished. Do with him as you will. You're free.
Master.
Let me help you, Master. Gently. Be careful.
I am many things, Kal-El. But here, I am God.
Jesus.
Don't, Clark.
Kara.
Me
You
too.
fight by Darkseid's rules, you're gonna kill somebody. And it won't be him. Let it go.
This really was a style for Supergirl. I'm not complaining. I'm pretty sure Teenage Me wasn't
Let's go
complaining
home.
either.
Home.
Yeah. I like that. Despite everybody on Earth obviously completely terrified of Darkseid, in his own place he's considered a god. And well, actually, let me see if I can find it. Also, I also like I like about the sillier episodes with Mr. Mix just spit lick. I think Gilbert Gottfried fucking I don't want a super long one. Fucking who cares? I just honestly, Gilbert Gottfried was amazing, and he's annoying, and that's exactly what he should be. I like that he knew he was gonna say it, like not kill tips. He's how the hell do they type in? How the hell do you see anything in these computers?